I have no sympathy for most people with eating disorders.
No one is
because
forcing
eating
people
disorders
to
are a
starve
choice.
Would you
themselves
rather
to
your
death.
daughter struggle with
Why do people choose
anorexia
to be
or
anorexic?
obesity?
Can't they just
Oh,
eat?
I
Anorexia
want
is
an
an eating
choice.
disorder.
Oh, I could use a bit of
Anorexia
yourself.
is
You
a
choose
choice.
to
Eat
starve
something.
yourself.
Meanwhile,
Time
there are
for a
people
burger.
begging for food.
Anorexia is a choice.
There are a lot of misconceptions. One of the biggest misconceptions is that it's a choice.
That is a choice.
I choose to have an eating disorder because I want to look a certain way.
You want to be a pretty teenage girl and you want to be attractive.
She's just choosing to do that.
To choose to eat, to choose to do this.
It can be really dangerous to throw that word around.
Unfortunately, people still don't understand that I'm not choosing to be like this.
Why would I choose this?
I didn't wake up one morning and be like, ooh, being anorexic sounds so fun. At no point did I myself choose any part of this.
You don't even see it creeping up on you. It's like a little parasite. Before you know it, you're fully consumed by it.
I was having a lot happening at the time.
There were compounding factors.
There's no one thing that caused it for me.
For lots of people, it's about control.
It's all about, like, for me, like, control. I don't feel like I'm in control most days.
Puberty starting really was rough for me. I didn't know I was trans at the time. Just seeing it happening was terrifying.
I was a very high achiever. Demand, pressure, all of that increased.
Eating disorders have a very genetic component. My personality, going through a lot of changes. I think that all came together and just created kind of a perfect storm.
Society is inherently fat phobic. The idea of junk food and the idea of something being bad for you.
There is nobody that is safe from fat phobia. It still is something that can hurt you. It is still something that can hurt people you love and care about.
Having an eating disorder rips you out of all the things that excite you in life. I have missed out on so much life. I'm never gonna get to relive those moments again. Like, never.
Having an eating disorder can really make you feel trapped in yourself.
I feel like my teenage years were ripped away from me.
Everyone else is kind of continuing on with life and you're just stuck.
I feel very lonely.
I have screamed, thrown, cried, punched, and that's not me. I'm not a physically violent person. It has the ability to just completely hijack you.
No one would choose to live this life. It's not really living, it's more just surviving.
There's a huge difference between living and surviving. It's not really like a life to really live through. Yeah, sorry.
You're all good.
My health has really suffered.
I've had cardiac issues. My heart was like skipping beats, but I'm lucky that it's still going because there were times when it was meant to stop.
I've experienced multiple stints in and out of hospital.
I'm exhausted all the time. It's a lot more effort to get myself to do things.
I was diagnosed with osteoporosis at age 15, which means that I can't do a lot of things.
Hormonal imbalances, metabolic imbalances, psychological trauma.
There's a reason that anorexia has the highest mortality rate out of any psychiatric illness.
I do think recovery is a choice. The choice itself isn't simple.
Recovery is not just something you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm gonna recover. And it's like, happy days.
Oh, but can't you like just choose to eat?
What you're saying makes complete sense. Can I do it? No.
If it was that easy, I would have recovered already.
Recovery is complicated.
I like to explain it as like you've got on like a really old worn down coat. To get that new coat and to get better, you need to take that coat off. You have to go through that period of being unprotected and completely exposed. Choosing to recover is like starting to take that off. In the long run, it'll be better, but at that point in time, you just don't want to take it off.
It's not like someone else making the choice for you. You're making the choice for yourself.
It really comes down to me, and that's the hardest part.
Especially when it's been forced on you for so long.
Anyone can force you to gain weight, but no one can force you to recover.
You can so easily just switch back and go back to your old ways because it's easier. You're familiar with it.
When you're having eating disorder, you're creating this habit. It becomes normal to you. It becomes something that's second nature. You gotta unlearn this pattern.
Every day you wake up and you're going, I'm gonna do this.
Picking the harder option and waking up and picking it every single day.
It's not easy. It's never gonna be as easy as just turning it on.
Eating disorders are not a choice at all.
It's really not at all.
I would have said no thank you.
I am not doing it for attention.
If I wanted to do something for attention, I'd do something a bit cooler than this.
We just want to feel heard.
I would just like to see more people with lived experience speaking up